Welcome back then, guys. We're finally underway. Western Wolves versus Mouz Sports. This is actually the third place game, which I must admit I wasn't expecting to be casting. I thought that was going to go on during the final, but I don't care. It's more League of Legends. Unfortunately, all the players have run off to meet fans downstairs in the pub, / get some bubble tea, which sounds very, very weird. And the last one they had was horrible, but I'm sure there's other flavours. So we are in, as I said, Western Wolves versus Mouz. Most of the bans are through. Very, very quick pickups. Obviously, Mouz banning out Fizz, Udi and Graves, you can now see on the screen. Western Wolves, Morgana, Jana, and waiting on their last one, which is going to be Shen. So these games are going to be very exciting. All the players, I mean, you can see how quick these picks are going. We're raring to go in the lobby. They want to get underway as soon as possible. Now, also, we've just seen Western Wolves come off the back of what was relatively a quick defeat to AL in that last game. I mean, the games before were dragged out a little bit longer, but 27 minutes and Absolute Legends had taken that final game. So we'll see how this goes. And that cannon pick up for Metalik straight away. So it could be AD, could be AP, we'll have to wait and see. One thing I will mention, guys, I know a lot of you in IRC were calling for Snoopy to cast the final with me. When I told him, he didn't believe me. So if you want Snoopy to join the final, head on over to his Facebook, of course, facebook.com/snoopy.lol. Completely spam all the comments, all the walls and all the news places you can, and tell him you want him to join us in the final. The more posts, the better. He will not be able to avoid it if you do that. Completely spam his Facebook, and we'll try and get him on this sofa with us when he comes back from the shops. So there is the Taric pickup then for Laudanum as the support. Second one in there. Metalix, obviously already we saw that on Kennen. And there's Mouz picking a nice selection of troll picks. Timo and Katarina. Certainly fun champions to play, I'm not going to deny that. I've had a good laugh on them in time to time, but not the kind of picks you're going to pull out when you're playing for €500, which is of course what the winner of this third place game will get. And talking of winnings, of course, remember guys, facebook.com/HearToWin Cup. And you can still vote for your MVP. At the moment, it still looks like Moma's going to run away with it. So if there's anyone you really want to win, go and post your comment. And we will see quite what we can do about it, of course. And just by commenting on that thread with your vote, you can stand a chance to win this headset, which Alternate and so managed to hide behind me at the end of the last game, which is a Sennheiser PC360. Same thing used as by Wicked, which is currently sitting on the desk next door. But it turns out the shouting and screaming we heard while we were playing the last game, they were playing, I think it was Bejeweled, and a 3v3 ARAM all mid. So let's see. The Mouz picks have obviously been solidified, locked in a bit more serious now. Shiva and Alistair. It's the bot lane combo we haven't seen, or I haven't seen, all weekend. But there's only one game I've missed so far, so it's certainly a rare one. Tabs picking up Rumble. Something in the back of my mind wants to say Tabs is known for his Rumble, but I have a feeling I may be ripped apart if I say that. So I'm going to retract that statement. As he's jumping through, Rammus is someone we haven't seen much. Yamato Cannon on Olaf is something we've seen 2 games in a row, both of which had very, very different outcomes. And we'll see what they run with this. If Tabs does keep those summoners, Ignite and Teleport, I will be very surprised. But we will have to wait and see. And now Yamato Cannon, after facing off against Angus's Warwick, is going to try and run it himself. We'll see quite what he can do. Of course, as we did mention, it's Angus's favourite champion, so he plays that all the time. And I think, I must admit, I don't tune into his stream much, but when I do tune into Angus's stream, he's 9 times out of 10 always running that champion. So, what are Mouz's answers? Ryze Lee Sin, very strong pairing. Ryze locked in, very quick pairing as well. So they had those under their watchful eye all the way from the start, I suspect. Ryze vs Kennen, we've seen that matchup go both ways actually during the course of the weekend. We saw Extinct not do so well with it in the first game. I believe it was in fact against Western Wolves in that semi-final. Against Tabs, but different players, different skill caps, and different teams all work different ways. So I'm going to try and say different as many more times as I can. But what the hell? It's nothing like tons of damage, that's for sure. Western Wolves and Skullomania sitting on the last pick we could see something, or we're not looking for a jungler, we're looking for an AP/AD carry. It all depends on how Metalix feels running Kennen in the AD role, and it does look like it's going to be an AD Kennen. Scarletmania running well, not Scarletmania, running Tabs, running and Nivea would be very, very interesting to watch, especially up against that Rise. It is going to be that one, so we'll see some swapping around. The question now is the Warwick top or is it jungle? And with the way they're switching around here, it does look like it's going to stick in the jungle. Scarletmania taking that flash and smite, which again, not so common on jungle Shyvana. We're more than likely we see a exhaust smite. That seems to be more common because, of course, when it comes to invading, that exhaust gives you that leg up. And then when you have your ultimate, which especially on a champion like Shyvana, you don't generally need the flash because that ult has more range. It can go over just as many walls and get her out of there with that movement speed boost on her W. Now, in fact, as I mentioned here, Shyla, mouz, jungling Lee Sin, is taking his own exhaust smite, so he's not going with a flash. We'll have to see whether Scarletmania switches his around at the last second. I've seen players do that all weekend, and it's very, very annoying, I must admit. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because currently Western Wolves have no exhausts anywhere in their lineup. Although he hasn't, so there's not a... Oh, there we go, Laudanum switched it instead, so... He support taking an exhaust, which is to be expected in all fairness. Support, obviously, exhausts were useful all the way through the game. I mean, when you put it up against champions such as Irelia, Lee Sin, it's really strong against Kennen when he starts channeling that ultimate, but it's even more helpful against Sivir when you're laning. We will wait and see. So, delay period once again. 3 minutes to wait to make sure no ghosting, no shenanigans, pointing at wards and things in whispers to players. Cannot say it again, guys. Facebook.com/snoopy.lol. Spam every possible comment box telling him you want us to join us in the final, and then he might just get the message. There's no way he can ignore that. And I won't have to be alone for another best of 3. Don't know quite how long they're going to be. We might have some join me for the second and third game of this. But we will see. Of course, those of you who have already noticed, this should be this final start time. We are lagging behind a little bit, but what can you do? It's lag behind or miss games of League of Legends, and right now I'd rather watch these games. So, minute 54, we're going to run to a quick commercial break before this does get in. When we get back, we'll hopefully be on the load screen or in game. Western Wolves versus mousesports. Third place, €500 on the line of the €4,500 grand prize pool, all provided by Sennheiser, I am reliably informed. So we will see you very, very shortly. Do not go anywhere. This game will start, and it's certainly shaping up to be very, very interesting indeed. Welcome back, guys. We are on the loading screen. We should be in any second. I did just go and check Snoopy's Facebook, and I'm sure you saw the smile on my face. Very good job there so far. And a couple of people spamming Wicked as well. So if you want Wicked to join in, go and spam his Facebook too. I only said Snoopy because he was the only one ignoring the calls. I didn't see anyone ask for Snoopy. But yes, spam everyone you want to join this final. And this is quite a big couch. We could fit more players on it, providing they're still at the event. Of course, remember, Lammy has gone home. Melisand's still here. And a couple of the alternate guys as well. But that's regardless, and it's beside the point. So let's see. mouz versus Western Wolves. That's what we're here for at the moment. Third place match, €500 for the winner. Both these teams are going to be taking it nice and seriously. Or very seriously, in fact, as we do finish loading in. So mouz were the highest seed for this one. They are blue, therefore first pick, and blue gains a slight advantage, especially in that bottom lane. They can grab the golems and things as the game goes on. So hide the chat. Soaz spamming away smileys. But bear in mind, Soaz will be playing after this best of 3. The final Absolute Legends versus Against All Authority will take place as soon as these games are over. Which right now, mouz are spamming pings all over the place in this jungle, and they are going as a 5, looking for some sort of invade. Of course, Alistair's Pulverize, which he hasn't actually leveled yet, would be very, very nice. And interestingly enough, We Will Fail has taken 2 wards into his boots instead of any health potions, so we'll have to see how that lane plays out for them, especially against the double stun of Metalix and Laudanum. It's going to be quite aggressive down there, and We Will Fail might be forced into some early form of heal. Let's wait and see. Western Wolves, in fact, in response to this mouz invade, which they don't actually know is going on yet, are hiding off around this red buff area, hidden in the bushes, and dropping some wards of their own. What's Laudanum done? He started with a very standard support start, and in actual fact, yeah, he brought 4 wards and 1 health potion, so that was one of his wards dropped down there. But mouz looking to catch the transferring AD carry and support lane. Blorn forced to recall, of course, as he needs to go back, pick up that extra health potion and get to his top lane. But Laudanum and Metalix are coming down here. Metalix is awfully close to this bush, but where mouz have avoided it, and Laudanum did actually face check. If they'd stayed there an extra couple of seconds, they would have picked that kill up. Laudanum very, very lucky that they've gone to start blue buff instead. So there we go, Wheel of Failure now got his pulverized. They're going to start this blue. Lee Sin will pick it up for that extra XP. I suspect, no, Puzu picked it up. So the XP spread out. Puzu with blue buff going to be all sorts of fun down here for Western Wolves to deal with. Whether that was intentional or not, I'm not sure. Because Lee Sin comboed his smite. Did he smite? Yeah, Lee Sin comboed his smite and his Q up there. He just didn't quite judge the damage correctly, and Puzu still managed to pick it up. So we'll see what they can do with it. It's not not useless even on a Sivir, but the XP would have been nice for Shyla. Let's see. How's this going to go? Shyvana's picked up her red and is approaching the top lane for a gank. Yamato Cannon having a bit of fun with Blorn, just a couple of auto attacks. Skullomania's coming out. Red buff slow goes out. Nice twin bite at level 2. Blorn forced to flash away after a good stun. And instantly Yamato Cannon then gonna be at an advantage in here, and he skilled his E at level 2. So he's gonna keep track of Blorn all this time and have a nice bit of movement speed if he ever wants to catch up and do some more damage. Now Skullomania doesn't want to leave yet. Blorn dashing in for a last hit. Skullomania still dancing around this bush. He's level 3, a lot higher than Lee Sin already. Now changing his mind, however, and making his way towards mid. Flashy heading towards the blue area. Does look like he wants to take that from Shyla, but I don't think he can afford to right now. The Lee Sin needs that XP. He needs to get level 3. He's already behind Shyvana, and she's ganked to top lane, so she's a long way ahead right now. And that does seem to be the stance they're taking. Shyla going to smite that down, pick it up, hit level 3, and then we should see him gank top. It does look like the possibility. Blorn needs help, of course. He is already behind Yamato Cannon, and Yamato Cannon is a very, very pushed Warwick. Double buff Shyla coming out. Can he land the Q? He does. Yamato Cannon forced to flash away. There's a good slow coming out of Blorn. There's still a lot of damage. Yamato Cannon did use, obviously, his flash and can now keep running, but that's even this lane up a bit. Blorn does not have to be so worried now. He has only used the 1 health potion. Yamato Cannon is the same, and he's just going to drop back and take down his golems. And of course, Warwick's passive giving him a lot of health as he does so. Laudanum warding this bottom bush, going to give him all sorts of vision, and we'll have to see. Puzu's blue buff has got a little bit of time left on it, seconds. And to be honest, he doesn't look like he's capitalised on it too much. He'll health potion up upon Laudanum. Only 1 health been used on Metalix, so he hasn't really been spamming that boomerang blade, which he kind of needed to, and he could afford to with that blue buff ticking. But Skullomania is approaching the top lane once more. He is coming out to Blorn, who has just dashed in for a minion, so he's a little bit overextended. Still, remember, there is no blue buff, no red buff up, and no flash on Blorn, so not too much damage done, just enough to push him away, give Yamato Cannon some free farm time, and that will be Skullomania going back to his own jungle. So a little bit of action going on here, getting of small advantages, but no first blood just yet, not even close really. And we'll look to see where that first blood's going to come from. This mid lane right now, Tabs and Nivea, what's he up to? 31 CS, Rise sitting there on, in fact Rise running down to bottom on 30 CS, so that's quite close, and we'll have to see quite what build Tabs decides to go, whether he does anything Froggen friendly. But the flash pulverize comes in from We Will Failure. Nice flash out from Flashy, and he's got an exhaust and ignite. mouz will take that first blood. Kennen falls down under the tower, and lots of summoners used up, but very much worth it for that first blood. It did go to Rise, I believe, so despite the fact he just missed a lot of CS in mid to Tabs, he's going to be all sorts of rich, I suppose, rolling in it. When he gets back into that lane, he has gone home, finished up a very fast Catalyst as a result of that first blood gold. And the Tabs is now out of mana. Shiloh doing a good job of holding this lane here. I was going to say he's going to freeze it, but instead he's going to push it back out again, do his best to reset it. Although the minions are here, so he's just going to have to freeze it up where it stands. Pick up that big cannon minion as Flashy returns. So, mouz looking very strong here. They are 600 gold up. And 600 gold, most of that difference being on Rise is a good place to start. The way he scales into late game, as we've mentioned time and time again, him and Aurelia, very, very strong late game champions. The quicker you can get them to that late game with their farm, the better. And First Blood is the most surefire way to get Rise up there quickly. Metalix backing off very quickly as they saw We Will Fail to approach that bush. Any headbutt pulverized, Metalix could have been finished. Obviously Taric was miles away, Puzu was here. Someone going very, very low. So Yamato Cannon up top. Him and Blorn trading very, very evenly. And despite all this massive creep stack, Blorn was managing to come out on top of that and forcing Yamato Cannon backing away. But We Will Fail at mouz and Shyla, that lot all looking like they want to take this blue. Two members of Western Wolves here. Shyvana is approaching from the top. Metalix is still in his lane. Needs to be careful. He's in a bit of an odd position. He's not 6 yet. Doesn't have ult. We Will Fail it going very, very low. And a little bit of poke going either way. Lordnan is also nice and low. We Will Fail has to be careful here. Nice snare coming out, Flashy through the wall. Lots of damage going out to Metalix. He's not going to be able to take part in this next fight. And it does look like mouz have got the upper hand when it comes to taking this blue. Puzu throwing out those ricochets, of course, and a lot of boomerang blades. But Yamato Cannon's just come back. Lee Sin going in way too deep considering Yamato Cannon's here. They didn't know that. Nice knock-up coming out of We Will Fail. It is 5v4. I'm used to him being top. Aurelia is still up top, still no kills picked up. Both of these teams playing very, very safe, bouncing things off of each other. No one wants to give away any free kills, and no one wants to overcommit. But Lee Sin got very, very lucky diving in that deep when there was 5v4. But a nice pulverize from We Will Fail kept him alive and got him back out there with that W, of course, dashing to a very safe, well-placed ward. All the while, Blorn on Aurelia, not Anguish, I do apologise, has been chipping away that top tower. Yamato Cannon been giving up a lot of CS as a result. But when it comes to keeping a blue buff, which should have gone on to Aurelia, where did it go? Scarlemania picked it up, so that's a big mistake. I was going to say getting a blue buff on Anivia is very, very important, but if they didn't even give it to him, that's an almost a wasted fight. Okay, they didn't lose any kills, they didn't give anything away huge like that, but they lost a lot of CS for Yamato Cannon up top. So they definitely came off for the worse. Now, Aurelia 66, yes, Yamato Cannon up to 54. Shyla and Flashy in the enemy jungle. Nice smite from Scarlemania, does pick that up thanks to a ward in the bush as they are coming down from the top lane. Yamato Cannon gets that Warwick passive. Shyla forced to flash over the wall away from Shyvana just for safety as he didn't have a ward to place and W. So, Tabs warding at the top of this ramp. Lordnan got another ward, going to be placing it probably in Tribush, or at least close. There it is. That's Dragon nicely covered actually for Western Wolves. Now, without a blue buff on Tabs, it's going to be hard. Obviously, with the blue buff up, he can keep that ultimate channeling infinitely and do so much damage. But Shyvana is very, very good at fast dragons as it is. She's got red, she's got blue. She can spam that Twin Fang all day long. And she has now hit 6. They're going to go and try and gank top. We'll have to see what comes from this. Obviously double buff as I said. Blorn's got flashback up. Ultman comes out from Yamato Cannon. Ignites off. Blorn going very, very low. Does pop that ultimate to try and do his best. Nice flash away from the ult from Scarlemania. But Lordinan's up here. Blorn will fall down. Does dash back to Warwick just for that last couple of seconds. But Lee Sin has found Western Wolves on their retreat. Nice tanking that Q in fact by Lordinan though to stop Shyla getting in onto Shyvana. And now this blue should go to Tabs, and it does. So That's going to be very strong. Yamato Cannon gets caught out by Rise. He gets caught and he does flash over the wall with a nice snare. Lee Sin's going to follow into 3 people. Probably not the best decision. He's getting Ignited, going very, very low. Red buff is still ticking as is the Ignite. Tabs wasted a flash over the wall, but Lee Sin does fall down to Shyvana. Tabs has got no mana. He needs to be careful not to lose this blue buff straight away. There's another fight going on here. We will fail at being chased by Scarlet and Lorden. I'm going to watch Anivia because that blue buff is a big deal. He does flash. The flash comes out from Flashy. There's the Ignite. He will pick that kill up. Oh no, sorry, there's the egg. It does not have the damage to go through that. Tabs will respawn. Shyvana and Skullomania have come back as We Will Failure comes to try and rejoin. Flashy turns around to do what he can to Tabs, but that egg saving the day once again. I didn't think that egg was up. I was a little bit surprised to see Flashy chasing all that way only to put Anivia into an egg. I presumed if he was chasing that far, that meant the egg was down. But I think they may have taken Flashy by surprise as well. He'll probably be kicking himself over that one. There was absolutely no reason to chase it. Puzu getting caught by Metalix. Does pop a good spell shield to avoid that stun. But a little bit of harass never hurt anyone. Puzu didn't lose that too much of it. And of course, sorry, Metalix didn't lose that too much of it. Puzu did lose 3 extra CS to the tower as he was delayed getting there. But Meston Wolves are now ahead by about 700-800 gold. Dragon's still up. No one has taken that down yet. It's about 12 minutes in. So we're getting towards the late side when it comes to Dragons. But that skirmish around the top blue buff is certainly kept people occupied for a while. And all this time, Metalex and Puzo have been CSing down bottom. First one to hit 100 was Siva. She's got the makings of a Regal Shard. Has come to join it, but he's been spotted by a ward as Flashy coming down from mid as well. There's a nice ward over the other side of the ward. Lorden and Scarlemania are here. Anivia's coming down from mid. Tabs needs to be careful. He hasn't got egg up now. And he does notice that they've turned around. They were coming away. Scarlemania poking his head around the wall. Shyla is still very, very low on health actually as Lee Sin right now. He's not carrying much. Just the makings of his wriggles and boots really. So, Blorn, who was ahead for a while, he's now up to 99 CS. Warwick's on 72. So, going very well for him. Nicely done with that stun and Q combo from Metalix. The shield went up to avoid the stun from Lorden, but Metalix managed to pop that shield with his Q before the Tarek stun even landed. So, although they didn't follow it up, it did mean the stun ticked. Now, Scarlemania picking up this blue buff. This one, once again, should go to Tabs if he doesn't screw it up. There we go. Tabs picking that for free, even though mouz were looking to do something about it. Gold count consistently staying about 700-800 in favour of Western Wolves. mouz don't want to let it leave there. They are playing very, very aggressive right now, looking for kills wherever they can get them. Blue buff invades, tower dives, ganks on bottom despite all these wards. Now, Western Wolves, what do you want? You want a dragon. As we said, Shyvana can do it very, very quickly solo, but Tabs is here with a blue. As I said, he can channel the ultimate infinitely. We've got Kennen down here doing all his kind of damage. You just saw the recall from Shyla, so it's 3v4 in favour of Western Wolves. They are going to back up Chase onto We Will Fail. They need to get one more Q off to stun him. There he goes. He has got his ultimate. He's going to pop that headbutt away to a minion and will be safe. Now, Lee Sin has returned. They've got around to Dragon Pen. mouz are here. They've now got the favour in the numbers game until a Warwick arrives from top. Yamato Cannon still a little way off. So 5v4 in this little packet. However, Yamato Cannon is arriving. We Will Fail it down bottom very low. He needs to go back and heal, otherwise it's going to be useless. Shyla gets stunned. The stun will land from Tabs and he gets blown up. Absolutely massive damage coming out of that Laudanum burst, of course. Tarek's ultimate and W. Scarlemania then with the twin bite on top of that reduced armor, doing so much damage. And Shyla giving away a free dragon as a result. So, Western Wolves then playing very, very well as a team. Staying grouped, staying in the good position, and picking up those kills they need. mouz need to start playing the same kind of game. They've still got some very strong champions, of course. Rise, he's finished his Catalyst. He's carrying quite a bit on him at the moment. 900 will very soon be able to pick up his tier just to get rid of these 2 minions. And then, of course, he's going to start getting stronger by the minute. Puzu is stronger than Metalix. Remember, only 3 Dorans and level 1 boots on Metalix. Puzu's got his BF sword up. So he would be very, very nice in a fight. But Metalix has just gone back, finish off a Wriggles outright, finishing off his tier 2 boots as well. So suddenly become more interesting. So in all fairness, if Puzu had got back to that dragon before Shiloh got caught, I'm pretty sure that would have gone in favour of mouz. However, Shiloh caught by a Taric time too soon. Flashy getting caught, face taking the bush from Skullomania. Very nice pulverise from We Will Failure. Will stop that ultimate from Shyvana mid-dash. They are, however, going to chase Shiloh again down under the tower. Ultimate comes out from Yamato Cannon. He will fall. Such a squishy Lee Sin right now. He really needs to get some health out. He's still only got Doran's Blade when it comes to health items right now. And that's another blue going to Tabs. He's had the last 3 in this entire game, like every single one, his own jungle and the enemy. Lorne very, very pushed up. He knows they're in his jungle. They're coming up behind him. He may have gone a little bit too far forward too soon. Lordnan needs to land a stun. Tabs will be able to land his as a result. There's the stun coming out from Lordnan. Went onto a minion. Taric stunning a minion will really slow down your ganking ability. So a little bit lucky there from Blorn, but well played. Dashing, of course, into the entire Western Wolves gank squad. Obviously throwing Lordnan off enough to miss his stun. Now, let's see. Tabs' blue buff in his own jungle should be respawning somewhere in the next minute or 2. Then we've got Dragon about 2-3 minutes after that. Western Wolves are, as we said, in the lead at the moment. 2,000 gold up. They are very, very strong and will be happy to fight for such an objective. Shyvana going to poke into mid. Ultimate comes out from Yamato Cannon. Flashy gets very, very low. And doesn't matter what items you built against Shyvana, she's going to reduce that armor. Shiloh running straight into them in this mid lane again. Will dash out with a W. Nice kick onto Yamato Cannon. Well played, Western Wolves not getting knocked up as a result. Now dashes through to minion. Shyvana going to come across with her ult. He's getting very, very low thanks to that passive. Stun comes out from Lordnan with a flash. And that will be a pickup. Lee Sin only worth 170 gold now. So squishy. Still not got any health. We Will Failure is the new target. 5 members of Western Wolves in mid, so 4 members of Western Wolves in mid. Metalix is farming all along. There's We Will Failure, will fall down to Tabs. Blorn is getting stunned at full range. Tabs is getting low health warnings from tanking our tower, but they will get out of there fine. Still wearing another blue. There's the blue buff for Western Wolves. So they'll go pick that up and then recall and shop. They're carrying quite a lot of gold at the moment. 1,000 on most of their champions, Taric included, so he's going to go back and finish off probably his boots and maybe even buy an oracles. They are in the lead. They want to cement it. 4,000 gold up. Who's going to prove me wrong? Buying nothing as it stands. Just buying more wards. He bought something. He bought a Cage's lucky pick is what he bought on top of those wards. So not often you see supports go for 3 GP5 items. It's also not often, however, you see Metalix and Puzo going at it 1v1 like this. Metalix popping his ultimate just as that spell she runs out from Puzo. There's the Summoner Heal, however, the stun will proc just as it goes out. And Metalix very, very well played there. He knew he wouldn't be able to win that fight at 1v1, fair damage, so he waited for the spell shield to run out. Then he popped his ultimate, turned back onto Puzo when he knew that stun would proc, and as a result managed to pick the kill up without taking too much extra damage. So 9-1. Remember, guys, this is still a best of 3. This is the first game in this semi-final. Western Wolves do still have to win a second one after this, no matter how well this one's going. mouz are not out of this just yet, and even this game is not completely over. It's only 5,000 gold. We've seen bigger deficits returned around. Flashy very, very nearly face-checking into Skullomania again. But he did spot Lorden on the other side of the bush just a little bit too soon. But Western Wolves 4-man rotating to bottom. mouz. Blorn will take down Yamato Cannon 1v1 top, so 2v1 top. Lee Sin is up there. But we've now got a 3v4 dive, and mouz gets stunned. We will fail it. We'll stand right in the middle of the Anivia, taking so much damage. Now Flashy comes over, gets a good snare off to Metalix. He will fall down thanks to tanking the tower. The exhaust is on Flashy. Tabs picks the kill up on mouz. We will fail it with Flashy, the last one's left. Minions are tanking it. Skullomania will pick that up. We will fail it, will fall. Flashy will fall, and that will be another tower push down for Skullomania. Shyla has returned. Tabs is doing his best to take him down. Tabs still has Egg back up. Lee Sin, I don't think he has the damage to go through it, even if he does manage to knock it down. There we go. Tabs is going to rebirth back out. Lee Sin has been joined by Aurelia. Needs to avoid that stun. He does flash away from it, and now Tabs may fall. He does pick up the Shyla kill. Why Shyla turned around to come back and join in on that, I have no idea. There was no way that Blorn was not picking that kill up. Shyla already had the damage he needed to grab an assist, and there was no reason at all for him to come back in. Lordnan is now taking on Blorn 1v1, going down very low. The ultimate charge run out. Blorn flashes into the bush to do that last bit of damage, and he's now going to chase Skullomania. Aurelia getting very, very strong here. This is the third champion that he's 1v1'd or 1v2'd in this case, with Skullomania flashing over the wall. Blorn realising he can't chase that. He doesn't have his own flash up, and will just go farm minions. Now mouz looking to take down Dragon. They're still 6,000 gold behind, but Dragon will close this gap down a little bit. It's going to be for free. Nothing Western Wolves can do about it. And there is their first Dragon of the game. Western Wolves, of course, having everything up until now. Blue buff is up for mouz. We'll see if they can get their own one this time, or if Tabs is going to come in and seal it once more. And it does look like Flashy's going to pick it up for himself. Yamato Cannon obviously pushing that top lane that whole time. So not a bad response for losing their first Dragon, taking another tower. So there's all three outer towers taken down for Western Wolves. They've got such a massive bit of map control now. There is an Oracle's up on London. He's going to start taking out all the vision of mouz, and he's going to do it around the Baron area too. We Will Fail has his own Oracles up. I'm not sure that's the greatest idea, as We Will Fail dies a lot, but Flashy will fall down 1v1 to Tabs. They are now rotating around onto top. Lord and Western Wolves are here all the time. Warwick getting taken down. Three-man gang. Will Failure didn't actually take part of that. Sorry about missing that. I was looking at those portraits on the map, but couldn't see Warwick underneath it all, so I thought it was just the farming away. mouz, however, is now getting jumped on by Lordnan. Forced to pop his ultimate and run away as Skullomania and Tabs arrive. Metalex is still pushing that bottom lane all on his own. Has not left that lane more or less all game, apart from a couple of dragon fights. And now 6,000 gold up for Western Wolves. There's the first tower falling down for mouz. 3-1 now on them. Shyla recalling, Blorn recalling. Tabs has blue buff. Skullomania very strong at the moment. Kennen still very strong with his ultimate. Level 15, massive advantage above everyone else in the game. If he's 15, the closest in his team is Tabs, who was mid, and that's 14. And Aurelia, in fact, is 15 on the mouz side, but the three members of Western Wolves now pushing bottom lane. mouz is not going to be able to hold this. He might even get caught out. The stun gets blocked by a spell shield, very nice, but Kennen's got his own stun. Shyvana tanking the tower. mouz will fall down to Metalix. Blorn, however, on to Metalix. Shyvana is going to get caught out by the remaining mouz team. Blorn chasing on to Metalix. Someone to heal. Flash Pop getting away from that. Lee Lordnon is there to back him up. And Yamato Cannon has joined it as well. Tabs is here. It is 4v4. But as I said, Metalix is very low. Blorn going straight into a face check push that contained Taric and Yamato Cannon. Yamato Cannon will pick that kill up. Lordnon is getting jumped on by Shyla. Ultimate coming out onto Flashy. The stun coming through the wall from Tabs, and it does land on We Will Fail. He's forced to pop his ultimate and run away. Does not want to lose that Oracles at all. Flashy still very, very low. Gets chased down by Yamato Cannon. That Warwick E, of course, meaning he was never going to outrun that. And Shyla and We Will Fail it once again. Last two reigning members of mouz. But still, the gold is only about 7,000 gold. All these kills are going down, but gold count staying very, very even. Western Wolves taking the first tier 2 tower of the game. I would be looking to Baron now if I was them. They are very, very strong. They can win straight up fights. They've got so much map control with all these dead towers. And they would be starting to migrate across, take out those wards with Taric. There's already, in fact, no wards on there as far as mouz are concerned. And they've got so much speed when taking this down, especially now Tabs is grabbing another blue buff, infinitely channeling that ultimate. Shyvana doing lots of damage. Double wriggles, in fact. No, Shyvana doesn't have it, but there's a wriggles on Kennen. There's a damage boost, of course, on Taric. They can nuke through that thing, and there is nothing really that mouz can do about it. Even if the Shyla on Lee Sin darts in to try and seal it, he's still very squishy, and Yamato Cannon can just ultimate him, as we saw Absolute Legends do in the last game, straight back to Western Wolves. And as a result, the smite will be irrelevant. So, there is the Baron Pen cleared out by Lordnan. mouz very much on the defensive. They know they're behind. There's nothing they can do about this. 17-7. There's no way you can't be thinking, maybe we're losing this one. I don't think how you can see that scoreline and think, no, it's alright, we can win this, don't worry about it. So there's the second tier 2 tower of the game. Western Wolves just walking up here, taking that for free, even though there's only 4 of them. mouz did not want to take that fight, and now they are rotating straight around to the Baron Pen. No buffs left up to steal. They're going to stand here and wait for a bait for a little while. mouz look a little bit torn as where they want to go. Blonde's recalling. We Will Failure and Flashy are heading across, but they do turn around. Flashy dropping a ward in towards blue. Going to put a little bit of harassment out and in fact doing a lot of damage to Lorden as he takes down that ward. But still, now Blorn has finished buying. We Will Failure leading the way. Oracle's up. Alistair headbutt Pov. They are waiting to bait. They're hiding in this bush. The pings are going out from mouz. They want to check Baron. They can see that it is now empty. And Western Wolves are rotating around the top. Shyvana coming across. They need to get a stun off. Flashing in. Very nice wall from Anivia. Cutting everyone off from Aurelia. She's going to come in very late to the party. Oracles is lost. We Will Fail is down. Blorn will pick up that kill on Lordnan. They're going to chase down onto Puzu. That's 4 for nothing. So 4 for 1. Just the price of Taric. And Aurelia forced to run away already. Very, very nice play from Western Wolves. Rotate around the back. Cut off all the escapes. The only route they had out was then cut off by a nice wall from Tabs, and there's a surrender vote coming out of mouz. They know their game's over. They are looking to go straight into game number 2. Victory. Very, very well played Western Wolves. Solid domination all the way through the game. Constantly had control of that. And we'll have to see whether they can repeat it again in game 2.